The signal opening scene. The story begins aboard the Galactic Coalition rescue ship Mercy's Wing, cruising through the outer edges of the Andromeda sector. The crew consists of various alien species who have never encountered humans before. Captain Vorn, a four-armed reptilian commander, leads a team of seasoned rescuers. The discovery. The ship's communications officer, Tella, picks up a faint distress signal from an uncharted region of space. The signal is strange, primitive by galactic standards, using electromagnetic waves instead of quantum channels. The crew finds this curious but assumes it's from some lost colony of a lesser-developed species. Initial response. Captain Vorn decides to investigate, following Coalition protocol. The signal leads them toward a small blue planet orbiting a yellow star. The crew scans the system and finds it unremarkable. A single inhabited world, no visible space stations, minimal orbital traffic. They assume the inhabitants are barely spacefaring. First observations. As they approach, they detect the source, a damaged vessel drifting in the dark space beyond the planet's moon. The ship is crude, built with metal alloys and chemical propulsion. Medical Officer Kryn remarks that whoever built this must be desperate or foolish to venture into space with such primitive technology. The rescue mission. Captain Vorn orders a boarding team. Engineers Polk and Renna prepare to dock with the damaged ship. As they approach, they notice something unsettling. The hull is scorched and torn, but not by asteroids or mechanical failure. These are weapon marks. Claw marks. Burns from plasma weapons. The boarding. The team enters the dark vessel. Emergency lights flicker. They find signs of a struggle, broken equipment, dried blood, a strange red color, and emergency messages scrawled on the walls in an unknown language. The translation device struggles but eventually decodes it. They came from the dark. We fought. Send help. The survivors. In the rear compartment, the team finds 3 survivors in cryopods, barely alive. The beings inside are strange. Bipedal, hairless except for their heads, soft skin, no natural armor or weapons. They look fragile, weak. The crew carefully extracts them and brings them back to Mercy's Wing, medical bay. Dr. Kryn examines the survivors. Their biology is fascinating but concerning. They have no redundant organs, no regenerative abilities, no protective exoskeleton. How did such delicate creatures survive a fight? What were they fighting? The first awakening. One survivor begins to wake. A male approximately 30 cycles old, by galactic standard. He opens his eyes, strange white with colored centers. He sees the alien faces around him and immediately tries to sit up, defensive. Kryn tries to calm him, explaining they're safe, they're on a rescue ship. The warning. The human's name is Tom. Through the translator, he asks where they are. When told they're safe, he shakes his head violently. No, he says. You don't understand. You picked up our signal? Yes, Captain Vorn confirms. We came to help. Tom's face goes pale. Then they know where you are. They track distress signals. They hunt responders. He grabs Vorn's arm with surprising strength. You need to run. Now, the Devourers are coming. The confusion, the crew exchanges confused looks. Devourers? They've never heard of such species. Vorn tries to reassure Tom that the Coalition has protocols, weapons, shields. Tom laughs bitterly. We thought we were safe too. We had weapons, shields. We lasted 4 hours. The revelation, 4 hours? Engineer Polk asks. Against how many? 1 ship, Tom says. 1 ship did this to us. Rising tension. Before anyone can respond, alarms blare throughout Mercy's Wing. Tella's voice echoes through the intercom. Captain, unknown vessel just emerged from dark space. It's massive, and it's moving toward us. The end hook. Tom closes his eyes. Too late, he whispers. They're here. He looks at Captain Vorn with desperate eyes. If you want to survive, don't fight them like you fight others. Watch what we do. Humans don't fight like the rest of the galaxy. Captain Vorn stares at the fragile being before him, then at the tactical display showing the massive ship approaching. How could these weak creatures possibly teach the Coalition anything about combat? He was about to find out. The hunters, the approaching threat. The bridge of Mercy's Wing erupts into controlled chaos. Captain Vorn rushes from the medical bay, his forearms working the control panels as he takes his command seat. On the main screen, the unknown vessel grows larger. It's dark, organic-looking, covered in what appears to be bone plating and pulsing veins. The ship is 3 times their size. Scanning the enemy. Tella works frantically at her station. "Captain, I'm reading. This can't be right. The ship's hull is partially biological. Energy signatures are off the scale. They're charging weapons." Her voice trembles, unusual for a veteran officer. Vorn activates ship-wide communications. "All crew to battle stations. Raise shields. Charge defensive batteries." He turns to his tactical officer. "Jack, prepare evasive maneuvers. The human's intervention." Tom stumbles onto the bridge, still weak from cryo-sleep. 2 security officers try to escort him back, but he pushes past them. "Captain, you can't fight them head-on. That's what they want." Vorn barely glances at him. "Return to medical bay. We're trained for this." "Trained for what?" Tom demands. "Your tactics assume rational enemies. Rules of engagement. The Devourers don't have rules, they hunt. They enjoy it." The first strike. Before Vorn can respond, the enemy ship fires. A purple beam lances through space, striking Mercy's wings' shields. The entire ship shudders. Lights flicker. Sparks fly from consoles. "Shields at 60%. Tella shouts. "1 hit." "How is that possible?" Engineer Polk checks his readouts. "Captain, their weapons are designed to feed on energy shields. The more power we pump into defense, the stronger their next shot will be." The trap. Vorn's scales darken, a sign of stress in his species. Lower shields to minimum. Divert power to engines. Evasive pattern delta. The ship banks hard, trying to evade. The Devourer ship follows effortlessly, impossibly fast for something so large. It fires again. The shot grazes their hull, tearing through the outer plating. "Hull breach on deck 7. Yak reports." Emergency bulkheads holding. Tom's strategy. Tom grabs Vorn's shoulder. "They're hurting you, see? They could have destroyed you with that second shot. They didn't. They're playing with you, driving you where they want you." Vorn stares at the tactical display. The human is right. The Devourer ship is forcing them toward a debris field. Asteroids and wrecked ships. "A killing ground. What do you suggest?" Vorn asks, his pride wounded but his crew's survival more important. The human way. Tom moves to the tactical station. "First rule of human combat, never fight fair. Second rule, use everything as a weapon. Third rule, make them angry enough to make mistakes." He points at the debris field. "They think they're pushing you into a trap, go there. But not the way they expect." The gambit. Following Tom's instructions, Vorn orders the ship directly into the debris field at full speed. The Devourer ship follows, confident. "Energy readings spike, they're charging a massive weapon, ready to finish their prey." "Now!" Tom shouts. "Kill all power, everything, make them think you're dead." "That's insane," Polk protests. "We'll be defenseless, do it!" Vorn commands, trusting his instinct. The silence. Mercy's wing goes dark. All systems offline. The ship drifts silently among the wreckage, indistinguishable from the dead vessels around it. On the bridge, the crew holds their breath in the darkness, emergency life support barely functioning. The Devourer ship slows, scanning the field. Through the viewports they can see it, a massive, terrifying predator searching for its prey. Minutes pass like hours. The other survivors wake. In the medical bay, the other 2 humans wake from cryo-sleep. A woman named Kate and a young man named Ben. They immediately sense the danger. Kate finds a medical kit and begins fashioning something. Ben accesses a computer terminal, studying the ship's systems. The Devourer's impatience. The enemy ship begins firing indiscriminately into the debris field, destroying derelict vessels one by one, trying to flush out its prey. Each explosion lights up the darkness. They're getting closer. Tom watches the tactical screen on emergency power. "Wait," he whispers. "Wait." The calculation. The Devourer ship turns, exposing its flank as it fires at a wreck 20 kilometers away. Tom's eyes narrow. Now full power to engines only. Ram course. All weapons free. Vorn hesitates for only a second. Then he sees it. The weakness Tom spotted. A gap in the biological armor near the propulsion system. "Do it," Vorn orders. The counterattack. Mercy's wing roars to life, engines screaming as it accelerates directly at the Devourer ship. The enemy vessel tries to turn, but it's too slow, too confident, too surprised. The coalition ship's weapons open fire, every battery focusing on that single weak point. The Devourer's shields flare, then collapse. Explosions ripple across its hull, but they're not trying to destroy it. They're doing something worse. The twist. As Mercy's wing passes within meters of the enemy hull, Tom activates the cargo bay doors. Dozens of debris pieces, magnetized and accelerated by tractor beams, slam into the Devourer's wound, lodging deep into its systems. The enemy ship shudders, its organic components trying to heal around the foreign objects. But the damage spreads like an infection. The escape. Jump. Now Tom yells. Vorn doesn't question. The Mercy's wing engages its faster-than-light drive, barely within safe parameters, and tears away into dark space. Behind them, the Devourer ship burns, crippled but not dead. The aftermath. In the silence that follows, Vorn turns to Tom. The human is breathing hard, looking more alive than when they found him. You didn't destroy it, Tom shakes his head. Can't, not with one ship. But we heard it, made it think twice. That's how humans survive. We make the hunt cost more than we're worth. Vorn looks at this fragile creature with new understanding. Who are you people? Tom manages a tired smile. We're the species that learned to hunt the hunters. The question. Kate and Ben arrive on the bridge. Kate carries something she built from medical supplies, crude but effective weapons. Ben has hacked into the ship's secondary systems, improving their efficiency by 15%. Captain, Tella says quietly, I'm picking up more distress signals, dozens of them, all using the same primitive technology, all human. Vorn looks at his damaged ship, his frightened crew, and the 3 humans who just taught them a new way to fight. How many of you are out here? He asks. Tom's expression darkens. We don't know anymore. Earth sent out colony ships decades ago. Then the Devourers found us. Some colonies survived. Some didn't. We've been running, fighting, hiding ever since. The decision. Vorn faces a choice. Return to Coalition space, report the Devourers, and let bureaucracy handle it. Or help these humans, these strange, fragile, brilliant survivors who fight like nothing he's ever seen. He thinks of his crew, his duty, his orders. Then he thinks of those distress signals. Each one a group of beings fighting alone against impossible odds. Tella, he says, plot a course to the nearest human signal. His crew stares at him in shock. Captain? Jack asks. Our orders are to respond to distress calls. Vorn interrupts. So we respond, and we learn from those who've been fighting this enemy longer than we've known it existed. The alliance begins. Tom nods with respect. You'll need to modify your tactics, your weapons, your thinking. Then teach us, Vorn says. The warning. Ben steps forward. You should know something, Captain. The ship that attacked us? That was a scout. A small one. The Devourers hunt in packs. And their main fleet? He pauses, struggling with the words. It's the size of a moon. The bridge goes silent. Kate adds quietly. Earth held them off for 3 years. 70 billion people. The best military in human space. We lost the hope. Vorn feels a chill run through his scales, but he doesn't waver. Then it's fortunate you're no longer fighting alone. Tom extends his hand, a human gesture Vorn doesn't understand. Tom explains it's called a handshake, a promise between allies. Vorn extends one of his 4 hands and grasps Tom's. The human's grip is weak by galactic standards, but there's strength in it nonetheless, the strength of a species that refuses to surrender. The rescue journey to the signal. Mercy's wing travels through dark space for 2 days, following the coordinates of the nearest human distress signal. The crew works alongside the 3 humans, learning their methods. Tom teaches tactical officers about guerrilla warfare. Kate shows medical staff how to treat human injuries and construct weapons from basic supplies. Ben works with engineers to modify the ship's systems, making them less predictable, harder to track. Captain Vorn observes everything. These humans transform his orderly coalition vessel into something different, something dangerous. The training. In the cargo bay, Tom runs combat drills with security teams. Forget formation fighting, he tells the confused soldiers. The Devourers expect that. Expect order. You need chaos. Controlled chaos. He demonstrates using cargo containers, showing how to create ambush points, false retreats, trap zones. The alien soldiers struggle with concepts that violate every military doctrine they know. This is dishonorable, protests Grix, a warrior from a proud fighting culture. We should face our enemies directly. Tom stops and faces him. Honor won't matter when you're dead. The Devourers don't care about your traditions. They care about eating you. The Discovery. Tella calls from the bridge. Captain, we're approaching the signal source. It's coming from a planetary system. 3 rocky worlds, 1 gas giant. The signal originates from the second planet. Vorn studies the scans. Atmosphere? Barely breathable for most species. Thin oxygen, high radiation. The planet appears abandoned except for one structure, underground. Tom joins them on the bridge. Underground? Smart, that's a colony bunker. Standard design for hostile worlds. The approach, they enter orbit cautiously. Ben monitors all frequencies, watching for Devourer ships. The system appears empty, but Tom warns them. They could be anywhere. They're patient. Sometimes they wait weeks near distress signals, knowing someone will respond. Vorn orders minimal scanner usage. We go in quiet. Tella, keep the engines warm. If this is a trap, I want to leave quickly. The landing party. Vorn selects a small team. Himself, Tom, Kate, Grix, and Polk the engineer. They take a shuttle down to the planet's surface. The world is gray and barren. Constant winds howling across dead plains. In the distance, they see the remains of what was once a settlement. Burned buildings, destroyed vehicles. This happened months ago, Kate observes, examining the ruins. Maybe longer. The bunker. They find the bunker entrance half buried in sand. The doors sealed. Reinforced metal covered in scratches and burn marks. Someone tried very hard to get inside. Or something. Polk examines the lock. It's coded. I can override it, but it'll take time. Tom kneels by the scratches. His face goes pale. Those are Devourer marks. They were here. Were? Vorn asks. These marks are old. Days, maybe weeks. Tom stands, scanning the horizon. Either they gave up or they're waiting for us to open it for them. The decision, Vorn weighs the options. Leave and potentially abandon survivors, or open the door and risk a trap. He thinks of those distress signals, each one representing lives hanging by a thread. Open it, he orders. Inside the bunker, the door grinds open with a hiss of stale air. Emergency lights flicker in the darkness beyond. They enter carefully, weapons ready. The bunker is a maze of corridors and sealed chambers, designed to house hundreds but eerily quiet. They find signs of habitation, empty food containers, makeshift beds, children's drawings on walls. But no people. Where is everyone? Grix whispers. Kate points to a trail on the floor, drag marks leading deeper into the bunker. There, the survivors. They follow the trail to a large central chamber. Inside they find them, 47 humans huddled together in the darkness. Men, women, children, all armed with improvised weapons, all terrified. When the lights from the rescue team sweep across them, a woman steps forward. She's young, maybe 25, holding a rifle made from mining equipment. Her name is Lisa, and she's been leading these people for 4 months. Who are you? She demands, weapon raised. Tom steps into the light, hands visible. Human, from Earth Colony Delta. These are friends. Coalition rescue ship. Lisa's weapon doesn't lower. The Coalition doesn't know we exist. Earth is gone. Who sent you? The explanation. Vorn steps forward slowly, showing his forearms, his reptilian features. No one sent us. We heard your distress signal and came. This is what the Coalition does. Lisa studies him, then Tom, then the others. Slowly she lowers her weapon. Behind her, others begin to cry. Relief, hope, emotions held back for too long. You shouldn't have come, Lisa says, but her voice breaks. The Devourers are still here. In the system, waiting. The story. They gather the survivors, preparing them for evacuation. Lisa explains what happened. Her colony was peaceful, mining rare minerals from the planet's core. Then the Devourers arrived. 3 ships emerging from dark space without warning. We fought, she says. Had defense platforms, armed shuttles. Lasted 2 days. Then they landed ground forces. She pauses, remembering. That's when we learned the truth. They don't just destroy. They study us, hunt us. They're intelligent, Captain. They learn. The children. Kate works with the children, calming them, checking their health. One boy, no older than 8, shows her drawings he made. Pictures of monsters, accurate depictions of devourer warriors, nightmares made real. "Are you taking us somewhere safe?" he asks. Kate wants to say yes, but honesty wins. "We're taking you somewhere safer, and we're going to fight back." The boy considers this, then nods. "Good. I want to fight too when I'm bigger." The complication. As they prepare to leave, Ben's voice crackles over the communicator from the shuttle. "Tom, we have a problem. I'm reading movement underground, multiple contacts. Big ones." Tom's blood runs cold. "How many?" 6, no 8. "They're in the lower levels. They've been here the whole time. The trap." Lisa's face confirms the worst. "The nursery level. We sealed it off 3 weeks ago. Heard sounds down there, scratching, digging. We thought they were trying to get in from outside. But they were already inside, weren't they? Just waiting." Bourne realizes the horrifying truth. The Devourers left survivors intentionally. Bait, waiting for rescuers to come. "Everyone move now," he orders, back to the shuttle. The attack. They rush through the corridors, the 47 survivors between them. Behind them they hear it, the sound of tearing metal. Roars that shake the walls. The Devourers are coming. Grix and Tom take rearguard positions. Through the darkness they see them. Massive creatures, 8 feet tall, covered in chitinous armor, multiple arms ending in claws, eyeless heads that sense through heat and smell. Tom fires his weapon. The shot hits one creature's shoulder, barely slowing it. "Run!" he shouts. The fighting retreat. The team moves through the bunker in a controlled retreat. Polk throws explosive charges behind them, collapsing tunnels. Kate herds the civilians forward. Vorn coordinates everything, his 4 arms working multiple tasks simultaneously, but the Devourers are fast. Impossibly fast. One breaks through a side corridor, cutting off 5 survivors. Grix charges it, roaring his war cry, blade flashing. The Devourer catches his blade with one claw and swings another at his head. Lisa shoots it 3 times. The creature staggers but doesn't fall. The sacrifice. Tom sees what's about to happen. The Devourer will kill Grix, then the survivors. They won't all make it to the shuttle unless someone buys them time. He looks at Kate. She reads his intention and grabs his arm. "Don't, we need you." "They need me to do this," Tom says. He kisses her forehead. "Get them out." Before anyone can stop him, Tom runs toward the Devourer, firing wildly, screaming. The creature turns toward this new threat, abandoning Grix. The stand. Tom leads the Devourer away from the group into a storage chamber. He's alone now, one human against a perfect killing machine. The creature approaches slowly, savoring the hunt. Tom backs against a wall. His weapon is empty. The Devourer reaches for him. Tom smiles. "One thing about humans," he says. "We're really good at breaking things." He presses a detonator. The storage chamber, filled with mining explosives, erupts. The blast tears through the bunker, collapsing entire sections. The escape. The rescue team and survivors reach the shuttle as the bunker shakes itself apart. They lift off, watching the structure collapse behind them. Kate stares at the ruins, tears streaming down her face. Ben puts an arm around her shoulders. Vorn stands silent, understanding the cost of this rescue. Lisa approaches him. "Your crew member, Tom, he didn't have to do that." "No," Vorn agrees. But he understood something we're still learning. Sometimes survival isn't about living, it's about what you're willing to die for. The return, they dock with Mercy's wing and bring the survivors aboard. 47 humans saved. 1 human lost. As the ship prepares to jump to safety, Tella reports. "Captain, I'm reading 2 Devourer ships entering the system. They know we're here." Vorn doesn't hesitate. "Jump now, the memorial." Later, after they've escaped, Kate gathers the crew. She tells them about Tom, who he was, what he believed, why he fought. In human tradition, they observe a moment of silence. Then Lisa speaks. "Tom bought us life with his death. The humans have a saying, 'Don't waste it.' We won't. Every person here will live in a way that honors what he did." The survivors agree. Even the children understand. The numbers. In his quarters, Vorn reviews the mission. 1 human lost, 47 saved. By mathematics, a success. But he thinks of Tom's final smile, his willingness to end himself to save others. What kind of species produces such beings? The message. Ben approaches Vorn on the bridge. Captain, I've been analyzing the other distress signals. There are patterns. The Devourers aren't just hunting randomly. They're systematically eliminating human colonies, working inward from the edge of space. Toward what? Vorn asks. Ben shows him a star map. At the center, one system glows. Earth, or what's left of it. Intelligence suggests some humans might still be there, hiding. If the Devourers reach it, how long? Vorn asks. Months, maybe weeks. Vorn stares at the map, then at the humans aboard his ship. One man's sacrifice saved 47. How many more could they save? Should they even try? He thinks of Tom's handshake. A promise between allies. Tella, he says, send a message to Coalition Command. Tell them we've encountered a new threat. Request immediate reinforcements. And if they refuse? Tella asks. Vorn looks at the stars, at the distress signal still blinking across the display. Then we respond anyway. The Coalition, the message. 3 days pass before Coalition Command responds to Vorn's message. The reply comes through encrypted channels, cold and bureaucratic. Admiral Thex, a high-ranking official from the Central Worlds, appears on the screen. His species resembles an insectoid mantis covered in green chitin. Captain Vorn, Thex begins, his voice clicking. Your report about these Devourers has been reviewed. The Coalition Council has questions. Vorn straightens. Ask them, Admiral. First, these humans. They are not registered members of the Coalition. Why are you harboring unregistered aliens? The defense. Vorn feels anger rising but controls it. They are refugees, Admiral. Survivors of an ongoing genocide. Coalition law requires us to provide aid to those in distress. Thex's mandibles click dismissively. Coalition law applies to member species. These humans have no legal standing. Furthermore, your ship has sustained damage responding to unauthorized rescue missions. You've deviated from your assigned patrol route. You've engaged an unknown enemy without proper authorization. Behind Vorn, Kate watches the conversation, her fists clenched. Lisa holds her back, whispering, Not yet, the evidence. Admiral, Vorn says carefully, the Devourers are real. They possess technology that surpasses our understanding. They've destroyed multiple human colonies. If we don't act, if they're as dangerous as you claim, Thex interrupts, then you should have retreated and filed a proper report. Instead, you've picked up strays and continue operating outside mission parameters. Polk steps forward. Admiral, I've sent technical data. The weapon signatures, the biological scans of their ships. This threat is legitimate. Thex reviews something off-screen. Your data shows evidence of conflict. It does not prove an organized threat to Coalition space. For all we know, these humans provoked the attacks, started a war they cannot finish. The accusation. The bridge goes silent. Several humans heard that last statement. Ben's hands shake with rage. Kate's jaw tightens. Even the alien crew members look uncomfortable. Lisa steps into view of the camera. Admiral, my name is Lisa. I led 47 civilians through 4 months of hell. We didn't start anything. We were minors, families, children. The Devourers came without warning, without demands. They hunted us for sport. Thex regards her coldly, and we have only your word for this. The politics. Vorn realizes what's happening. The Coalition doesn't want a new threat. They want stability, predictability. Acknowledging the Devourers means acknowledging they're unprepared for a war they didn't see coming. What are your orders, Admiral? Vorn asks, though he already knows the answer. Return to Coalition space immediately. The human refugees will be processed through proper channels. Your ship will undergo repair and investigation. And Captain Vorn, Thex pauses, your actions will be reviewed. Disobeying direct orders, unauthorized rescue operations, these are serious offenses. The choice. Vorn looks at his crew. At Tella, who's been with him for 10 years. At Polk, who trusts his judgment. At Grix, who learned honor has many forms. Then at the humans. Lisa's defiant eyes, Kate's quiet strength, Ben's brilliant mind. He thinks of Tom, who gave everything to save people he'd just met. Admiral, Vorn says slowly, I respectfully decline. The bridge erupts in murmurs. Even his own crew looks shocked. Thex's mandibles spread in anger. You decline? Captain, this is not a request. This is a direct order from Coalition Command. The stand. Vorn stands tall, all forearms crossed. And I am refusing it. There are 17 more human distress signals within range, hundreds, possibly thousands of survivors. I will not abandon them to satisfy political convenience. Then you are no longer a Coalition officer, Thex says coldly. Your commission is revoked. Your ship is now classified as rogue. Any coalition vessel that encounters you is authorized to use force to detain you. So be it, Vorn replies. Thex leans forward. You're throwing away your career, your reputation, your future, for aliens you don't even know. Vorn glances at Lisa, at the other humans watching. No, Admiral. I'm finally living up to the oath I took, to protect those who cannot protect themselves, to stand against threats others refuse to see. The disconnect. Thex cuts the transmission. The screen goes dark. The bridge remains silent for a long moment. Then Tella speaks quietly. Captain, the crew needs to vote. This affects all of us, Vorn nods. Of course. Those who wish to leave can take the shuttle to the nearest coalition station. No judgment. No consequences. You all have families, lives, careers. I won't ask you to throw them away. The vote. The crew gathers in the mess hall. 37 beings from a dozen different species. Vorn explains the situation plainly. Stay and become outlaws or leave and return to normal lives. Engineer Polk speaks first. I've seen the technical data. The Devourers are real. If we don't stop them here, they'll spread. My homeworld could be next. I stay, Tella stands. I've served with Captain Vorn for a decade. He's never been wrong about the important things. I stay. Grix rises, his massive frame commanding attention. I came to this crew seeking honor. I found it fighting beside Tom. Real honor isn't following orders. It's doing what's right. I stay. One by one, the crew votes. Some struggle with the decision. 3 choose to leave, a pilot, a technician, and a junior officer. Vorn respects their choice. 34 remain. The new mission. Kate addresses the crew. You're risking everything for people you've never met. Why? An engineer named Rena, a small furry creature from a peaceful world, answers. Because Tom showed us what courage looks like. He didn't know you, but he died for you anyway. That changed something in us. Lisa adds, you should know what you're getting into. Humans are stubborn. We don't give up. We don't surrender. If you're going to save us, we're going to save you right back. This becomes a partnership. The plan. Ben spreads a star map across the table. 17 distress signals. We can't save them all, not with one ship. We need to be smart. He points to clusters of signals. These 6 are close together. We hit them fast, gather survivors, move on. Build our numbers. More people means more skills, more fighters, more ideas. Polk studies the map. We'll need supplies, weapons. Our ship is designed for rescue, not sustained combat. Then we adapt it, Kate says. Humans have been modifying ships for centuries. We'll teach you. The transformation. Over the next week, Mercy's wing changes. The humans work alongside the crew, transforming the rescue vessel into something new. Cargo bays become training areas. Medical supplies are rationed and supplemented with human field medicine techniques. Weapon systems are modified with unpredictable firing patterns. Lisa organizes the human survivors into teams. Some have military experience, others are engineers, doctors, or teachers. Everyone contributes. The first success. They reach the first cluster of signals and find a group of 12 humans hiding in an asteroid mining station. The rescue takes 4 hours. No Devourers appear. They move on. The second signal leads to a damaged colony ship with 38 survivors. Again, they evacuate successfully. By the third rescue, they've developed a system. Fast insertion, quick evacuation, constant movement. They're getting better. The growing fleet. At the 4th signal, they find something unexpected. A human cargo ship, heavily modified with weapons and armor. Its captain, a grizzled woman named Ruth, has been fighting the Devourers alone for 6 months. I've been waiting for help, Ruth says when they make contact. Didn't think it would come from aliens. She joins their effort, her ship providing additional firepower and cargo capacity. The community. Mercy's wing now houses over 120 humans plus the original crew. The ship is crowded, resources are stretched, but something remarkable is happening. Humans and aliens learning from each other, building something new. Children who had nightmares now laugh in the corridors. Soldiers who lost everything find new purpose. Engineers from different species collaborate on impossible solutions. Vorn walks through the ship and sees Tom's legacy everywhere. The warning, Ben calls an emergency meeting. His face is grim. I've been monitoring Devourer communications. They're adapting. They know about us now. A coalition ship working with humans. They're hunting us specifically. How long until they find us? Vorn asks. Days, maybe hours. They're good at tracking. Lisa stands. Then we stop running. We prepare to fight. The disagreement, Grix shakes his head. We're a rescue ship with some modifications. They have warships. This is suicide. Maybe, Kate says. But Tom taught us something. You don't need to win every fight. You just need to survive it and make them regret starting it. Polk pulls up schematics. If we're going to fight, we need advantages, terrain, surprise, something they won't expect. The trap. Ben points to a nebula on the star map. The Crimson Veil. High radiation, sensor interference, electromagnetic storms. Impossible to navigate without detailed charts. Which we have, Ruth adds, because humans surveyed it 3 years ago. The data is in my ship's computers. Vorn sees the plan forming. We lead them there. Use the environment against them. Exactly, Ben confirms. They're stronger, faster, better armed. But we know that space. They don't. The bait. They send out a deliberate signal, just strong enough for devourers to detect, not strong enough to seem like a trap. Then they wait. 2 days later, Tella reports. 3 devourer ships. Approaching from different vectors. They're coordinating. Vorn takes his command chair. All hands to battle stations. Helm. Set course for the Crimson Veil. Best speed. The chase begins. The pursuit. The devourer ships are faster, gaining steadily. They fire long-range weapons, testing defenses. Mercy's wing and Ruth's cargo ship dodge and weave, staying just ahead. They're playing with us, Lisa observes. They could catch us if they wanted. Let them play, Vorn says. The longer they chase, the deeper they follow us in. Entering the veil. The nebula looms ahead, a massive cloud of crimson gas, crackling with energy. They plunge inside. Immediately, sensors go haywire. Communication becomes difficult. Visibility drops to almost nothing, but the humans guide them through using their old survey data. They navigate by memory and instinct through the deadly maze. Behind them, the devourer ships follow, confident, arrogant, certain of their prey, the ambush. Deep in the nebula's heart, they reach a clear pocket, an eye in the storm. They stop. Wait. The devourer ships emerge from the crimson clouds surrounding them. Vorn looks at his crew, human and alien alike. Remember what we learned. Fight like humans. Make chaos. Make them regret this. The devourers attack, and they're about to learn why you should never corner desperate people with nothing left to lose. The Reckoning. The battle begins. 3 devourer ships circle Mercy's wing and Ruth's cargo vessel in the heart of the Crimson Veil. The enemy opens fire, plasma beams cutting through the red nebula gas. The rescue ship's shields flare and buckle under the assault. Shields at 40%. Tella shouts over the chaos. Vorn grips his command chair. Now, Ben. Ben activates a signal. Throughout the nebula, dozens of objects come to life. Old mining charges, debris rigged with explosives, all placed during the past 2 days while the humans quietly prepared. They detonate in sequence, creating a chain reaction of destruction through the gas clouds. Chaos unleashed. The explosions ignite pockets of volatile gas. Shockwaves ripple through the nebula. The devourer ships scatter, their sensors overwhelmed by the sudden violence. One ship takes a direct hit from debris, its hull breached. All weapons fire at will. Vorn commands. Mercy's wing unleashes everything. Modified weapons firing in erratic patterns, no rhythm, no predictability. Just as Tom taught them, the Devourer's tactical computers struggle to compensate against the chaotic assault. The human way. Ruth's cargo ship performs a maneuver no sane captain would attempt. A full barrel roll that brings her ventral weapons to bear. She fires mining lasers not designed for combat but devastating at close range. The wounded Devourer ship reels, more damage spreading across its organic hull. Kate coordinates from the medical bay, which doubles as a secondary command center. Target their sensor clusters, make them blind. The alien crew follows human tactical doctrine now. Fight dirty, use everything. Never do what they expect, the counterattack. But the Devourers adapt quickly. The 2 undamaged ships coordinate, their weapons targeting Mercy's wing's engines. A plasma beam pierces through the shields, striking the port engine. The ship shudders violently. Engine 2 offline, Polk reports. Hull breach on decks 4 and 5. Emergency bulkheads slam shut. In the corridors, humans and aliens rush to damage control. Lisa leads a team to the breach carrying hull patches and welding equipment. The desperation. Vorn realizes they're outmatched despite their tricks. The Devourers are too strong, too resilient. They can't win through firepower alone. Grix sees it too. Captain, we need to retreat. We can't, no. Lisa interrupts, entering the bridge with soot on her face from the fires below. We don't retreat. We escalate, she looks at Ben. Do it. The crazy plan. The crazy plan. Ben's hands fly across the console. Captain, we can overload the main reactor. Create a controlled explosion. If we time it right, release it at the exact moment. We'll destroy ourselves, Polk protests. Or destroy them, Kate adds, joining the bridge. Humans have done this before. Kamikaze runs, sacrificing one ship to save many. Vorn's scales pale. How many crew can we evacuate? Not enough, Ben admits. Maybe 40 in the shuttle and escape pods. The rest. He doesn't finish. The choice. The bridge goes silent except for the sounds of battle. Everyone knows what this means. Most of them will die, Tella speaks first. I didn't survive this long to run now. Do it, Polk nods. My calculations show a 70% chance of success. Better odds than we have fighting conventionally. One by one, the crew agrees. Even those who voted to leave earlier, who stayed despite their fear, accept this final gambit. The sacrifice. Vorn looks at Lisa. Get your people to the escape pods. You've lost enough. We'll finish this, Lisa laughs bitterly. You still don't understand humans, Captain. We don't abandon our crew, not now, not ever. She activates ship-wide communication. All human personnel, this is Lisa. We're about to do something insane. Anyone who wants to leave, get to the pods. No shame, you've earned survival. Not one human moves toward the escape pods. The revelation. Instead, they move toward their stations. Ruth maneuvers her cargo ship alongside Mercy's wing, linking their reactors. If you're making a bomb, make it count. Use my ship too. A young human named David, barely 20, speaks from engineering. Reactor overload in progress. We have 5 minutes. Vorn feels something he's never felt before, pride mixed with profound sorrow. These fragile beings, these humans, choosing death over surrender. The final stand. The Devourer ships sense something wrong. They intensify their assault, trying to destroy Mercy's wing before whatever the prey is planning can succeed. Weapons fire tears through the ship. Deck 7 explodes. Life support fails in 3 sections. People die, both human and alien, fighting together until the end. Kate treats the wounded even as the ship breaks apart around her. Keep fighting, she tells them. Make every second count. The countdown. 3 minutes, David reports calmly as if discussing the weather. The Devourer ships close in, sensing victory. Their weapons charge for a final devastating volley. Grix stands at his station, weapons firing until the barrels overheat. For Tom, he roars. For all of them. 2 minutes. Tella maintains navigation despite half her console being destroyed. She keeps the ship on course, aimed directly at the largest Devourer vessel. Polk reroutes power from life support to weapons. If we're dying, we're taking them with us. Lisa coordinates damage control teams who know they're not controlling damage, just buying time. 1 minute. Vorn opens a channel to all ships. To the Devourers, he speaks in their language, translated by Ben's programs. You hunt us because you think we're prey. You're wrong. We are the ones who refuse to die quietly. The Devourer ships don't respond. They don't need to. Their weapons say everything. 30 seconds. Ben looks up from his console, tears streaming down his face. It's been an honor. Kate takes his hand. See you on the other side. Around the ship, people hold each other. Aliens and humans together. Barriers dissolved in this final moment. The miracle. At 15 seconds, Tella's console erupts with new signals. Captain. Ships dropping out of dark space. Multiple contacts. On the view screen, reality tears open. Ships emerge. Not coalition vessels, but something else entirely. Human ships. Dozens of them. Battleships, destroyers, fighters, all bearing Earth insignia. A voice crackles over communication. This is Admiral Grant of the Earth Defense Fleet. We got your message, Mercy's wing. Abort your suicide run. We'll take it from here. The fleet, Ben stares in disbelief. But Earth fell. We thought Earth held, Grant interrupts. Barely. We've been fighting for 3 years. Couldn't spare ships for rescue. Until now. Your signal reached us, showed us coalition ships fighting alongside our people, showed us we're not alone anymore. The Earth fleet engages the Devourer ships with overwhelming force. 3 years of desperate warfare have made them deadly efficient. They don't fight with honor or formation. They fight with human fury. The turning point. Within 10 minutes, the Devourers are in retreat. One ship destroyed, another crippled, the third fleeing into dark space. Vorn orders the reactor shut down. David complies, hands shaking with relief. Overload cancelled. We're safe. The bridge erupts in cheers, tears, embraces. The aftermath. Mercy's wing limps into formation with the Earth fleet. Admiral Grant's face appears on screen. A weathered woman in her 50s, scarred and exhausted but very much alive. Captain Vorn, she says, we've been monitoring your rescues. You saved over 200 of our people. Lost your commission doing it. Why? Vorn thinks of Tom's handshake, the promise between allies. Because it was right, Grant smiles. The coalition might have abandoned you, but Earth doesn't forget its friends. You and your crew have asylum with us, for as long as you need it. The reunion. Over the next hours, the rescued humans reunite with the fleet. Families find each other. Soldiers return to service. Children see hope again. Lisa meets with Grant privately. What happens now, Admiral? Now we finish this war, Grant says. The Devourers think we're broken. They're wrong. Every human they scattered across space, every colony they destroyed, we're gathering them all, building something stronger. And the coalition? Grant's expression hardens. They had their chance to help. When we win this war, they'll see what they missed. An alliance with humanity. The new beginning. 1 week later, Mercy's wing sits in dry dock above a hidden human shipyard. The crew, human and alien, work together, repairing damage, upgrading systems. Vorn walks through the ship with Kate. Your people fight like nothing I've ever seen. Because we have to, Kate replies. We're not the strongest or the fastest, but we never stop. That's the human way. They reach the memorial wall where names are inscribed. Tom's name is first. Below it, others who died in the battle. Human and alien names together. The mission. Ben presents Vorn with new orders, not from the Coalition, but from Earth Command. They want us to continue what we started. Rescue operations, but with Earth Fleet support, a joint task force. Humans and aliens working together, Vorn muses. The Coalition said it was impossible. The Coalition also said the Devourers weren't real, Lisa adds. They were wrong about everything. The speech. Admiral Grant addresses the combined fleet, hundreds of ships, thousands of crew members. The Devourers thought they could exterminate humanity. They were wrong. They thought we'd face them alone. They were wrong. They thought destroying Earth would break us. They were wrong. She gestures to Mercy's wing. This ship and its crew showed us something, showed the galaxy something. When you stand for what's right, others stand with you. Captain Vorn and his crew risked everything for people they didn't know. That's the future we're building. Not human or alien, just people, fighting together. The fleet roars approval, the promise. In his quarters, Vorn records a message. Not to Coalition Command, they made their choice. But to individual captains, friends across the fleet, those who might listen. This is Captain Vorn of the Mercy's wing. I was told I threw away my career for nothing. I was told humans weren't worth saving. I was told to follow orders and ignore my conscience. He pauses, choosing words carefully. I was wrong to listen as long as I did. The humans taught me that some things matter more than orders, more than careers, more than fear. If you're out there, if you're listening, if you hear a distress call, answer it, whatever species, whatever risk, answer it. Because that's what heroes do, and I've seen what heroes look like. They look like a man named Tom who died to save strangers. They look like survivors who refuse to surrender. They look like anyone who chooses courage over comfort. The future. 3 months later, Mercy's wing leads a small fleet, 5 ships, mixed human and alien crews. They respond to distress calls across the sector. Each rescue adds to their numbers. Humans, aliens, anyone fleeing the Devourers. The Coalition watches nervously as this rogue fleet grows. Some call them pirates. Others call them heroes. Admiral Grant calls them the future, the hunt. The Devourers learn to fear certain ships. Mercy's Wing develops a reputation. Where it appears, rescue follows, and now increasingly so does retribution. The hunted become hunters. Vorn stands on his bridge, surrounded by crew from a dozen species. Tella at navigation, Ben at tactical, Grix at weapons, Kate coordinating medical, Lisa leading marines, Polk in engineering, all of them together. Next signal, he asks. 400 light years from here, Tella reports. Unknown species. Devourer attack in progress. Vorn doesn't hesitate. Set course. Maximum speed. The legacy. As Mercy's Wing jumps to dark space, Vorn thinks about how far they've come. From a simple rescue mission to a war against extinction. From following orders to following conscience. He thinks of Tom often. The human who changed everything with one selfless act. The galaxy is vast. The Devourers are powerful. The fight will be long, but they're not alone anymore. The final message. In the depths of space, the Devourers receive a transmission. It broadcasts on all frequencies in all languages, a simple message from the growing resistance. You thought you could hunt us forever. You were wrong. You thought we'd never unite. You were wrong. You thought fear would keep us divided. You were wrong. We are humanity. We are the coalition of the willing. We are everyone you ever underestimated. And we're coming for you. The end. Mercy's Wing drops out of dark space near the distress signal. Before them, a Devourer ship attacks a colony. Vorn sees families fleeing, defenders fighting, hope dying. Not today. All weapons free, he commands. Show them what we've learned. The ship, born as a rescue vessel transformed by necessity into a warship, charges forward. Behind it, the small fleet follows. Below, the colonists, a species Vorn has never met, see ships arriving. See hope. They don't know about Tom. Don't know about the sacrifices made. Don't know about the captain, who gave up everything to do what was right. But they will, because this is what the galaxy becomes when good people refuse to look away. This is what happens when a distress signal is answered. No matter the cost, this is humanity's gift to the stars, not weapons or technology, but something more powerful, the refusal to let others suffer alone. As Mercy's Wing engages the Devourer ship, Vorn smiles. Tom would have liked this, fighting not for glory or revenge, but for people who need saving. The battle begins. And across the galaxy, more ships hear the call. More crews join the fight. More species learn that they don't have to face the darkness alone. The Devourers wanted to hunt. They created something far more dangerous. Unity.